I'm gonna give this movie a straight 10 out of 10. If this movie doesn't become a blockbuster, I will be utterly disappointed. The storytelling of this movie was completely out of the world. I've never seen a zombie horror movie like that ever before. It's running in the theaters right now, and if you wanna get the best experience from this movie, you should go and watch it on the big screen. Now let's break it down in the simplest language possible. The story begins with a boy named Jimmy watching cartoon on the television with all of his sisters. He lives in Scottish Highlands. His aunt gets into the room all anxious and tells Jimmy to take care of his sisters and don't get out of the room at all. They all realize that something wrong is happening outside. When Jimmy was about to open the door, some zombies break into the room. He sees all of his sisters getting eaten alive. Jimmy's mom closes the door and tells Jimmy to run to the local church where his father must be waiting. He goes to the church, finds his father, and his father tells him to have faith in the blessings of Jesus and hands over the rosary. He then hides under a tunnel. These people are infected with the rage virus. It also infested the UK. It primarily originated from continental Europe, and then the British mainland was quarantined to contain the virus. All the survivors on that island were left alone. 28 years have been passed. This is Spike. He's the son of Jamie. Now let me clear a confusion from your mind. This is Jamie, this is Jimmy, and this is Spike, Jamie's one and only son. So don't confuse these people with each other. Anyways, when they were having breakfast together, suddenly Spike's mother starts screaming. Her name is Isla. She is afflicted with brain cancer and she has been suffering from chronic pain and deja vu for a long time. The woman gets to find out that Jimmy is taking Spike to the British mainland to teach how to fight zombies. She gets furious to hear that father and son are basically going on a suicide island. She says that Spike is just a baby, but Jimmy defends himself saying that Spike is already 12 years old. Spike manages to put his mom to sleep saying that he won't go to that island although it was a lie. This is Sam. He is a hunter. He wanted to gift Spike a nice bow for his first time hunting on the British mainland. The locals have gathered to wish Spike best of luck for his first hunt. This is the gate through which they will get to the other side. The gatekeeper Jenny tells Spike that if they fail to come back from the island, no one will send a rescue team to get them back. So they're completely on their own the moment they pass through the gate. They are now crossing the bridge to the other side. The bridge stays underwater when the tide hits in the afternoon. They have got only 4 hours to finish their hunting and come back. The locals still rely on this island for woodlogs for fuel and different animals for meat. Walking deep into the island, Jamie eventually finds out a zombie proning on the ground. Dude has got the body shape of an average American. Jamie tells Spike to aim straight for his neck. When they were focused on one zombie, another one was approaching from behind. His first hit becomes successful. Jamie gets to notice the other zombie and shoots into the chest and then the another one. A female zombie was staring at them and Spike pleads with Jamie to not shoot at any zombie that is not chasing them. He eventually changes his mind and lets the zombie run away. Jamie is proud about the fact that Spike has got his first kill 100% successful. This island is full of many creatures that they can hunt for food. They get to an abandoned home. He finds a frisbee inside the home, but wait, why does it remind me of a dialogue from the Avengers Age of Ultron? Anyways, they suddenly hear a screeching noise and find out a zombie turned upside down. Jamie assumes that the zombie at first was tied upside down by some humans for torture and then he was kept there like that since then. Jamie tells Spike that he can now have his second kill, but the boy was hesitating a lot. And most importantly, he was afraid as hell. He gets a headshot at the last moment after a long time of hesitation. They walk deep into the jungle. Spike finds out the head of a wild deer hung on a tree branch. He realizes exactly who did that. He is now panicking because that big bastard is probably somewhere around. All of a sudden, they discover a zombie staring at them. That one zombie summons 10 more. They start running after Jamie. They manage to shoot them down one after another even though Spike missed most of his shots. They get back into the abandoned house where they first went in. They climb into the attic to hide from them. It's been more than 4 hours and they're still stuck in the attic. They don't have much arrows anymore. Spike says that it was all his fault. If he was strong enough, his father could have trusted him more during the trouble. And hearing that, Jamie tells Spike that he's loathing himself for no reason. Spike has already proven himself to be extraordinary. Spike finds out a large fire a few miles away from their location and he asks his father who can do this at night. But Jamie avoids answering that question. At night, they take the courage to run straight to the bridge they came from without looking back for a single moment. They don't know either they will succeed or not, but they won't hesitate to try that. The giant zombie has already caught sight of them, but they have no idea what was coming for them. Dude is basically a mix of Frankenstein's monster and Slenderman with the skin texture of an overcooked Thanksgiving turkey. Jamie blows the whistle. The gatekeepers wake up. They use some arrows to slow him down, but it was not working that much. But this one finally works. The horny monster is now dead. Jamie at night goes to the local bar to get over the horrors of what he just had to face on that island. He proudly talks about how his son managed to nail his first and second target. They party all night. After the celebration was over, Spike catches his father cheating on his mother with a girl named Rosie. He never expected his father to cheat on his mom. He was devastated from head to toe. He runs back to home. At home, he finds Sam, his instructor, taking a nap on the rocking chair. When he wakes up, Spike begins to talk about his experiences on that island. At some point, he mentions watching a man-made fire from one side of the forest and gets to find out that the man responsible for the fire is Dr. Kelson. He still lives on that island, incinerating the dead bodies of zombies and other humans. He goes to sleep with his mom that night. In the next morning, Jamie comes back. Spike can't see his father anymore. He is feeling betrayed. When he was making breakfast, Spike comes to ask a few questions. At first, he asks why his father never wants to talk about Dr. Kelson. He wants to know about that man. After hesitating for a while, he eventually reveals that 15 years ago, he discovered this old man incinerating the dead bodies of hundreds of people that included women and children. He thought that the man was doing an evil ritual or something, and ever since then, he never showed any interest in learning about that person. During the conversation, his scrambled eggs burn out. When Spike begins asking Jamie about his love life, he slowly begins to feel uncomfortable. At some point, when Spike asks about his relationship with Rosie, he gets slapped on the face. He runs back to his mother. The woman still doesn't know that she has been cheated on. When Jamie goes upstairs, Spike pushes him out. He doesn't even hesitate using his knife to intimidate his father. Jamie feels devastated. He is now torn between anger and remorse. He walks away from the house knowing that things are now only gonna get worse. Spike has made a plan. One of the checkpoints at the exit gate catches sudden fire. It was all done by Spike himself to flee from this island along with his mother. They cross the bridge and get to the other side of the island. Finding out that Spike has taken her to the infested island, she gets panicked and tells Spike to go back as fast as possible. But Spike tells his mom that they cannot go back anymore because the bridge is already underwater due to high tide. He tells his mom that he will take her to a doctor living on that island who can cure her cancer. They find an abundant shelter for sleeping that night. It's been long since they talked to each other about each other's feelings and emotions. While sleeping that night, a zombie stuffed with bacon and cheese prunes towards Spike. He at first tries out the shoelaces and realizes that he has got a better meat right in front of him. Morning has finally arrived. He has no idea either that zombie thing was real or just a dream. He discovers a dead zombie right beside him, but he doesn't even know how it all happened. His mom actually finished the job with her own hands. On the other side of the island, some Swedish soldiers were being chased by a bunch of zombies. Some of them get infected. They get inside a bunker, but they had no idea that a horny man with a big pedal stick was waiting for him. The man finally arrives and Jesus, dude is scary as hell. One soldier manages to make out alive using the same gate they got in. The movie also shows a pregnant zombie. Ooh, that was unexpected. While walking through the mustard field, Isla remembers how she used to run through this place all day long with all of her friends. A dehydrated man whom I thought Cillian Murphy at first shows out of nowhere and gets shot into the chest. They run into a local diner when more zombies begin to chase them. That soldier who survived the zombie attack appears out of nowhere and shoots into the diner to set all the zombies on fire. The man later introduces himself as Erik. The man says that he wants to go out of this island. Spike then says that he's not getting out of this island right now. He's looking for a doctor. If they can find a doctor, Erik will get a guideline to get out of this island. While walking to their destined direction, the man says that he regrets not choosing the profession of a delivery driver. And then he pokes at Spike saying that he doesn't even know what a delivery driver is or even the internet. So it's not worth sharing about his internet adventure with him. He also says that his military boat sank near the island and that's how he got stuck over here. They eventually find the smoke. Dr. Kelson is right up there. They take an apple break. Erik shows the picture of his fiancée. The boy takes one look at the girl and asks why she looks so weird. Like her lips look so unnatural as if she got a bee sting. The boy had zero idea how delusional the modern world is about physical beauty. Good for him, you know? Good for him. Isla has suddenly started to call Spike her father. She is just suffering from amnesia. They suddenly hear a scream coming out of a train. That pregnant zombie is about to give birth. Jesus, I've never seen stuff like that ever before. The woman surprisingly cooperates with Isla. After all, zombie or not, she is still a mother. Spike cuts the cord when the delivery was done. Bloody Jesus. Jesus. Suddenly, the woman decides that she needs to get back into her character again. The man now thinks that the baby is a zombie as well, and they need to kill that thing immediately. They start arguing for a few seconds until the father arrives. Yeah, the 6'3" horny monster with the big pedal stick. He finds his girlfriend dead. The man finally gets sedated by Dr. Kelson after a 3-minute chase. They get to the shelter of Dr. Kelson. He incinerates dead bodies and creates some kind of monument of them. It reminds him that he will also die one day. He cleans the skull of Erik. Spike places that on the pile. At night, Isla gets examined by Dr. Kelson for 5 minutes. The cancer has already spread from her brain to the rest of her body. She doesn't have much time left. Spike is still failing to accept the inevitable death of her mom. Dr. Kelson discreetly shoots a dart into Spike's back. He has to make Isla unconscious and incinerate her before her body wakes up. She hugs her son for the last time. Now she has to end her life before she dies in a more painful way. He comes back with the skull. Spike takes it to the top of the pit. He gives his mom a final forehead kiss. The next morning, they hide under a tunnel. The big zombie has been looking for him. The guy breaks the backside of the tunnel, and when he was about to snap the neck of Dr. Kelson, Spike puts the man to sleep using a dart. He says goodbye to Spike. Now he is walking back to their main island. He has hung the baby to the main gate for the locals to rescue her. 28 days have passed. He still hasn't come back. He now wants to put an end to this apocalypse and connect with the rest of the world. Dude has got balls of steel. He has given the baby his mother's name, Isla. Jamie is still finding it impossible to accept the fact that his son doesn't want to come back to the island. While he was taking some rest, he gets noticed by some zombies. While being chased, you can see the cameo of this mysterious man. Well, he's Jimmy. You remember this little guy in the beginning of the movie, right? That's him 28 years later. They jump onto the ground and slice the rest of the zombies like some vegetables. This is how the movie ends. I'm watching this movie frame by frame to find out hidden details and Easter eggs. You can just hit the like button to get recommendations of my upcoming videos based on this movie.